Now we're going to talk about things you can do and treatments you can do for a person who deals with dementia. Okay, now we already discussed how dementia affects the brain. We already talked about amyloid plaque. We talked about other proteins, all those things like that. One of the most important things you can do for anyone who deals with dementia is what? Exercise. Now, why is this important? Now, I already talked about how I have people in my family that actually deals with dementia and things like that. Exercise. Exercise is extremely important. I cannot talk to you enough about exercising. Exercise improves blood flow up to the brain. What is one of the things that happens in vascular dementia is that they have a blockage somewhere, and that blockage is reducing the amount of oxygen going up to the brain. Exercising is the number one thing you can do when it comes down to dealing with vascular dementia. Okay, I can tell you from my own experience, when I take my moms out to go exercise, we walk around the park. Okay, we walk around the park. All the difference in the world. When she finished walking around the park versus before, you can recall stories, much more coherent in talking, much more clear, much more focused, all from exercising. So when you are dealing with someone with Alzheimer's, any form of dementia, vascular dementia, any form like that, you want to exercise them as much as possible. You are going to prolong their brain and get their brain more oxygen when you exercise. Number two that you want to do is meet them where they are and allow them to use their long-term memory. Remember, we talked about their short-term memory is the first thing that go. Allow them to use their long-term memory. And how do you do that? Music therapy. Okay? Music therapy. When I walk, I play, my mother, she loved Motown. I play Motown. Okay? I play Motown. When you are dealing with someone who deals with dementia or Alzheimer's or vascular dementia, you want to give them music therapy. You'll start noticing, man, all of a sudden, man, they start singing their favorite song. They may not be able to remember you that well, or they may not be able to remember what you just talked about maybe 10 to 15, 20 minutes ago, but you play their favorite song. I promise you, they'll start singing it, they'll start dancing to it. They love it because the long-term memory is what stays for the longest. You have to allow them to use parts of their brain that's still working the way it used to. The long-term memory is the last to go. So you want to exercise them and give them music therapy. And also, if you can do some art, anything if they like artists and they love to draw or paint or anything like that, that's another thing that definitely benefits them. That's the therapy. So 3 things you could do right now, does not include any supplements or anything of that nature, any medication, is number 1, the most important, exercise. Get their brain more oxygen. Number 2, you want to give them, allow them to use their long-term memory by using music therapy. The music they grew up on, let them listen to it. It keeps their long-term memory and keep them around people and family that they remember. 2. And number 3, if they love art, allow them to draw. It keeps the brain focused. It keeps the brain sharp. Okay, so those are the 3 therapies you can do right now in your house that will improve someone who's dealing with dementia. Now,